Hi, friends. I'm Chuck, and this is my good friend David from Tokyo, Japan. And we're glad to be back with you. We've taken a little break over the holidays, a little COVID,
COVID break.
so it's good to be back with you all. David, what are we doing today?
Yeah, today we're gonna look at John chapter 16, verses 16 through 22. We're still in the upper room discourse, and one of our favorite passages. And Jesus is really preparing the disciples for his departure, and arguably for the mission that he's
Mm,
giving them. And
mm.
yeah, a lot of great themes in this section that we've been reading. And today we're going to be talking specifically about his departure.
All right, so let me bring this up and you can read for us.
Okay. Okay, a little while and you will no longer see me, and again a little while and you will see me. Some of his disciples then said to one another, "What is this thing he is telling us? A little while and you will not see me, and again a little while and you will see me, and because I go to the Father." So they were saying, "What is this that he says, a little while? We do not know what he's talking about." And Jesus knew that they wished to question him, and he said to them, "Are you deliberating together about this, that I said, a little while, and you will not see me, and again a little while, and you will see me? Truly, truly, I say to you that you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will grieve, but your grief will be turned into joy. Whenever a woman is in labor, she has pain, because her hour has come. But when she gives birth to the child, she no longer remembers the anguish because of the joy that a child has been born into the world. Therefore, you too have grief now, but I will see you again, and your heart will rejoice, and no one will take your joy away from you.
All right, so we have another typical teaching from Jesus where there's ambiguity, and another typical response from the disciples where,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, Jesus? We don't get it.
Yeah.
So, what stands out to you about this passage, David?
Yeah. Well, I really like the labor reference. So my wife and I are really into natural childbirth. We definitely feel like that's a person by person choice. You should make that choice based on your own comfortability. But Danielle was really passionate about that. But this principle is so true that, yeah, just even if you embrace all of the pain that comes from labor, you forget it very quickly, and there's even
Mm,
hormones at work in your body that cause that. But yeah, but also there's this idea of, if you dull the pain, you might actually dull the joy that comes from it. If you subvert that pain in some way artificially, you won't get the good hormones as well. But anyway, I just really like the illustration there. And it seems like the most immediate context, he's talking about going to the cross, and they're gonna, some of them are gonna see him die, and then just gonna be gone, and they're gonna have all these questions, and he's preparing for that, and he's just saying, hey, remember, yeah, there's gonna be great joy at the other end of this. And um, and no one can take, at this point, no one will be able to take this joy from you. And
mm,
so that really stands out too. Just I mean, again, we talked about, there's some vague principles here that probably that we can easily apply to our situation as well. But here in this, the disciples, it's one of them, your joy will come when they see Jesus again,
mm, mm-hmm.
and no one will be able to take that from them. I think that's a huge important statement. Just I know Paul said that he worked together with the churches for their joy, and I think that's a really important part of our walk with the Lord. And this is super encouraging to me, that no one can take that away from us.
Mm.
And especially in this period he's talking about, after resurrection, they see him in this time period, and we're going to, I think, talk about another great advantage to that next time. But in this immediate place, they're going to see Jesus, they're going to have joy, and no one will be able to take that from them. So I think that's something that, yeah, I like to hang on to as well.
Yeah, that's good. It's funny. We have the benefit of hindsight. Jesus died and was resurrected, and we didn't necessarily go through all that pain that he's talking about and you talked about. And so, in a sense, our pain was kind of dulled because we got the end of the story, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you and I were talking a little bit about there could be dual meaning in this passage. And even though we might not have experienced that first pain of waiting for Jesus' resurrection, we certainly are experiencing the pain of waiting on seeing him face to face. So, any thoughts on that dual meaning that Jesus might be talking about here?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, yeah, again, that's just he was telling them, hey, you're going to grieve, but remember the joy.
Mm,
And the joy was them seeing him. And
mm,
so, and that's, yeah, completely supported by a lot of other scriptures. I think at 1 Peter 1:13 was my favorite, but, set your hope completely on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ, the
mm,
revealing of Jesus. And
mm,
I think for me, keeping an eternal perspective, keeping my joy right now in the middle of suffering, pain, whatever, and not being able to see Jesus, that wow, that wrestle of faith. It's like, yeah, just remembering, hey, I'm gonna see you again, and no one's gonna take away your joy. And so that's just great. Yeah, great encouragement to
mm.
me right now.
Yeah, it really is Christianity is a looking forward proposition. We're always looking forward to, eternal things or the second coming or our resurrection. I love what Paul says in First Corinthians 15. Some people are kind of questioning a resurrection, and Paul says we're to be pitied above all people if there's no resurrection, because our faith is in vain and we'll die in our sins. So this idea of the resurrection, like you said, this is the source of incredible joy, because it is our great hope that there is life after death and we get to see Jesus. So
Yeah. Amen.
pretty cool. Any
Amen.
last thoughts?
Oh, just quickly, tagging what you're saying is just that, yeah, that gives us also courage, and obviously that comes out really
Mm,
clear in 1 Corinthians 15, but to run this race hard,
mm.
uh, and to not hang on to anything, because we know the resurrection on the other side. And so, yeah, just wonderful to keep in mind.
There you go. Good work ethic with the reward at the end.
Yeah, amen.
All right. All right. We love you. God bless you. And until next time, keep following Jesus.